or where it's gonna be at. But I'm gonna post the link. Don't worry about it. If you keep up with me on your social media, I'll post a link for y'all. All right, here we go. Everybody, introduce the reigning WBA super lightweight champion Reis ahead of her very big fight this weekend. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
Very busy, man. I'm just like all over the place. You got a huge fight this weekend. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, yo. I'm relaxed, confident. Weight wasn't an issue. I'm chilling. I ate last night, ate this morning. I'm chilling, man. I'm excited for this fight. So excited.
Do you feel that you should have went down to 140 pounds sooner in your career? Because I know you fought as high as middleweight. You fought Christina Hammer. You fought up there. Do you feel that you should have been at 140 all this time?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, without guidance and early in my career, like I explained to you last time, without the management and the actual inside knowledge of how to do things, absolutely, I should have been down at this weight early in my career. I feel my body adjusted pretty quickly, and this is only my third fight at 140, and this was the easiest weight cut and hardest training camp, meaning like they pushed me, but the easiest weight cut. So I should have been fighting at 140.
And how do you evaluate Jessica Kamara as an opponent? Would you say that you feel you're a lot more experienced than her, that maybe this will be easier for you than it is for her?
I feel the experience as far as physically and mentally. I'm just, I'm a veteran. Yeah, I've been 13 years plus in the pro game, and just on basically on this experience in the ring with bigger girls, knocking bigger girls down, getting hit by bigger girls, having knockouts on my record, and she has, pillow fists. She has no knockouts. Love her to death. She's a friend of mine, but I don't. This is boxing. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? We've seen crazy things happen in boxing, but I'm the better fighter, the bigger fighter, the more skilled fighter, the more experienced fighter, and I'm the more hungry fighter. I think, you know what I mean. Not taking anything away from her. That bell rings. You know what I'm saying. I have the upper hand with everything. She's a fierce fighter. I'm sure she improved even more from our last fight because she works really hard. We know each other personally, so she jumped right on the opportunity too. So I'm hoping she brings her A game because I love good fights. I love good fighters. It brings the best out of me.
Is it strange fighting someone that you're acquainted with, or is it just another day at the office? Because it seemed like you knew each other personally. It seemed like, yo, they know each other, but now when a bell ring, we ain't cool no more.
Listen, the bell rings and my mama's around us. So it's business, you know what I mean? It's funny because commentating her last two fights and not really ever thinking I'd fight Jess. I would, the Melissa St. Villes, the Heather Hardys, or even other people in my stable, maybe. But she had made a comment before her and a coach her last fight. It was like, yo, you went down to 140. You a big 140 pounder. Like, damn, would never want to fight you. You know what I mean? So I never thought I'd fight her, but she stepped up to the plate without batting an eyelash. So that's what's up. Mad respect. But it's
Mm.
not weird. I actually think it's a little better because I know her. I know her work ethic, and I know she's gonna bring it. You know what I mean? So to try to kind of turn the tables, talk a little shit, tell them beat the shit out of her. You know what I mean? But I mean, I've had some wars and sparring with people that I love. You know what I mean? So it's the bell rings. I'm here to handle business. That's all. We can have a beer after, but that bell rings. Let's see what's on the menu tomorrow. They want to say she's the underdog and she's hungry. Listen, I'm mad hungry. And you want to know what's on my menu tomorrow night? Cobra.
Jessica Kamara.
Yes.
I dig it. I saw Chantel Cameron's picking you to win the fight. I myself am picking you to win the fight. I think that I think she looked good with Heather. I saw the fight. She did look good with Heather, but I can't lose sight that Heather hadn't fought in a while, and Heather moved up in weight. That wasn't Heather moved up from featherweight. I believe that was a lightweight contest or something like that. And I'm like, Jessica looked good. She looked strong, but that was against Heather. Kaylee's got way more experience than the both of them, actually. To be real with you, as
And
far
if you're really observant, which I know you are, that's why I love you, yo. Check out Jessica's corner when she lost. Check out Jessica's corner when she won. You know what I mean? There was one little half Sicilian, half Jewish factor in that whole ordeal. Brian was in Melissa's corner, and then Brian was in Jessica's corner. And like you said, the other factors is as far as Heather went up in weight. She hadn't fought in a while. And Jessica fought at 35, a lot more comfortable, and she had other perspectives in the ring. She from the Melissa St. Ville, picking out certain things where she could have made the fight a little go in her favor a little bit more and making those adjustments. all those factors, that's, everything in boxing means something, down to your corner. If you look at the records that she has, the people working her corner versus the people who work in my corner, believe the record is like 51-6 in my corner with a lot of experience. And then me, the corner is important. How you feel is important. The fight week is important. And how Matchroom and DAZN do their shows, this is a whole production all week. They make a big deal out of it. This is one of the biggest stages. So all those factors, even if none of them were a factor, we was on level playing ground, I don't care. We can go to Canada. The thing's going to be the same. The result's going to be the same. Also, when she went up to 140, we saw what happened there too. She fought, I think it was a third round knockout. Like
Natalie Brown. It was third or fourth round knockout.
I believe it was a third round, and it was kind of one of those things where I had picked out mistakes that she still makes. Everybody makes mistakes, and I'm sure she's been trying to correct them. But I saw both times, her second time against Hardy, there was corrections made, but the corner was different. But there was no corrections made when she fought Sayville. So these are just little mental things that I have. Plus, I've been working hard, Joe, adding more tools. So I just think it's going to be a great fight. I don't think it's going to be like, it's going to be look like an opponent versus a world champion. It's going to look like a decent fighter against a world champion, because I got a lot of tools, and I'm excited for this fight. I'm very, very excited for this fight.
That being said, do you feel like this year is your renaissance because you're a champion now, going into a unification match now? You was in a movie. The movie is doing well. Do you feel like it's kind of like your season almost?
It is. It's I'm in my prime right now. I wake up every morning and I'm just so blessed, and just even to be in a different kind of frame of mind. I mean, I'm even popping off a little bit because I got, more confidence in myself and belief in myself, where early in my career I wasn't like that. I was just kind of showing up and fighting. Love to fight, but just there was so much going on. So with my personal life and my other careers and what I'm doing, it's kind of running parallel. And you attract to yourself what you put out. And I just been working and grinding so hard. So I'm right exactly where I need to be. All those other fights where I lost, had I beat Cecilia, well, had I won that night, not beat her, but I beat her anyway. Things could have been a little different. Maybe I would have gotten this opportunity, or I even had the thought to drop down to 40 to get a belt and get into this position. So, that fight was a loss, but it was a win. It wasn't time yet. Put it that way. It wasn't time yet. So it's definitely my time. I'm blessed, I can't be more thankful, because my 2020, like everybody else's, was really tough for me.
I feel like I was very fortunate in 2020. I live in a very rural place that was virtually unaffected by the pandemic. Virtually, still got to work. It was, I don't know, like the pandemic was weird for everybody else, but for me, I loved it. It was, I don't know, different strokes. I know. So you got your fight, but I also know you're not just a fan, a fighter. You're a fan of the sport. I know you tuned in for two major fights in the super featherweight division: Chantel Cameron, Mary McGee, Michaela Mayer versus Maiva Hamadouche. How did you because I just had a brain fart. Maiva Hamadouche versus Michaela Mayer. What's your evaluation of that fight?
I feel like the scorecards were like off. You know what I mean? I believe she won. She dominated, but it was from the opening round, it was such an entertaining fight. Michaela showed a lot of more versatility, fighting on the inside. Combination, she came out swinging, and Hamadouche is like the Energizer Bunny. She just keeps coming. She's just like another Diana Prazak. She don't stop, yo.
Yeah,
yo. It was a great fight. Do I think she won? Absolutely. Convincingly, it was a little closer. I mean, she did exactly what she needed to do. Good game plan, but the scorecard, what was it, like 90 to 100 on one of them?
Yeah, it was insane. I think one judge didn't give her a round. I had, on my card at home, I saw Maiva win 4 rounds. I saw her win 4.
I would say 7-3 would be. I was seeing 7-3. You know what I mean? Obviously, unanimous decision. The scorecard was a little like they filled it out before they got there.
And that's the worry ahead of the Baumgardner fight. I mean, that's what creates the problem. That look, right woman won the fight, no doubt about that. But these scorecards is indicative of a problem. So if you try to bring over another fighter like a Baumgartner, and it's a top ranked card, are y'all going to try to screw her on the cards? Because I just spoke to Alicia, and she talked about the fight. She said she wasn't impressed with what she saw from Michaela or Maiva.
I mean, Maiva just has one gear. She just fights coming forward. I mean, I don't know what's in the air over there, but she just I was like, yo, what the fuck? Wow. But she showed that she could fight on the inside more. You know what I mean? And she can bang out with this crazy. And we all know she has hella stamina. She's hella in shape. But I think she impressed. I mean, she improved. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of Michaela Maris. I'm a hella fan of Alicia Baumgardner. I think the shit talking before the fight is gonna be better than the fight.
Oh my God. Because they already started. I just had her on here. She was like, yo, I'm gonna knock her ass. I was like, shit, sell that shit. You know what I mean? Sell that shit. So I spoke to Alicia earlier today, not but a few minutes ago. What do you make of Baumgartner versus Harper? What was your reaction to that?
Told y'all motherfuckers. That's what it was. Because again, I've been in there with everybody, man. I'd spar. I've gone to many camps, and I had the pleasure of actually meeting with her and working with her in person when I was in Ivana Hobbins's camp. And now, again, talking about people don't look at these things from where you train at to who you're around. The gym is a doghouse in Detroit. I mean, I love that gym. And then getting in there and experience, she could crack, and she's skillful. She's smart. She loves boxing. It's not like I just like to fight. Her boxing IQ is good, and she's had a chip on her shoulder since that loss since Christina Hammer. She's wanted to avenge that because it was a close ass fight. It was a good ass fight, but she had a chip. She kind of added to the already chip on her shoulder. And her work ethic, she wanted it so bad. So I knew once she got that opportunity to show the world what she's about, she's special, yo. She wasn't gonna drop the ball. She didn't hesitate to take that fight. I knew it was gonna go that way. I mean, big up to Terry Harper for even taking that on a comeback fight. But if she exercises that rematch clause, she needs to exercise a CAT scan because I wouldn't want to do that shit.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because like I heard what Eddie Hearn said. Eddie Hearn said he's gonna get, which I think is right. You need to get Terry back out there quick because inactivity kills careers. You know what I mean? So yeah, get her out there, get her a fight. But he want to do the rematch in 2 fights. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, it's gonna be the same result, maybe worse, because now you got this girl that was one of the best knockouts on her feet. Like she knocked her soul because her knees buckled and she stood straight. I seen her soul leave her crown chakra, bro.
Yo, her left leg stuck out, and I'm like, yo, she having a stroke? Because her leg left popped like a Pez dispenser. Like, and you know what I mean? Like, I watched them both come through, so I like them both. Care about them both.
No. I gotta laugh about it though, man. That was like,
because her shit popped out like a Pez. Like, when you playing the Rock'em Sock'em and the head pop up, her left leg popped out. Like, I was like, yo, she all right?
She looked like she did this little step thing and looked like, I gotta ask my corner question. I'll be back. She started to try to go, so I'm like, where you going? But God bless that ref. He saved her life. I mean,
he did.
And he needs to get her back out there because not against Alicia. She's gonna be gunshot. A knockout, getting hurt like that. That does something to your mental. For somebody who's, maybe mentally anyway sometimes, don't do that to her. You know what I mean? Let her, she's had a rough, 18 months, Terry. So let her get back out there, not against Alicia, because that would be a stupid move. Again, talking about corners, you got somebody in a corner. I listen to corners, what they tell fighters. He wasn't telling her the best thing to, why would you go try to jab to her body? And it was just kind of the wrong things that I think the corner was telling her. Against Alicia, because she figured her out and timed her well. Again, big ups to her. Anybody who steps in there, and for her taking that fight, man. But Alicia is a fucking problem, yo.
Yeah, because I seen how Alicia said it. It's like you could see it coming. Terry threw a jab to the body. Alicia didn't give up no ground. She took the jab to the body, stood right there, and waited for the next jab to the body. Next jab she threw, mop. I was like, yo, this is wild out here, B. Yeah. I think she can recover. But honest to God, and I think Terry's an excellent fighter, so is Alicia, she shouldn't fight that woman within the next 12 months.
12 years? Brian just said 12 years too. Yeah, 12 years. I mean, there's other things that Terry needs to do right now. Alicia, she shouldn't do that. It wouldn't be good for her right now. Let Terry build some confidence, get some momentum in the right direction, get some feelings back in her knees, and see what we can do. Because, because but I hope she's having a good recovery, because I don't know her personally, but anybody who steps in there and she's a world champion, and it was just amazing to see. So
it was. It's just afterwards you like, yo, dog, what does that do to your confidence? Like your mental, it's gonna affect your mental when you get hit like that. It is. It's gonna make you gun shy. You're not gonna want to commit to your punches for fear, because a lot of people feel that's what happened to Anthony Joshua after the Andy Ruiz fight. There's people that feel that way, that since he got clipped like that, he don't throw with the same intent that he used to. Could that happen to Terry? That's why I think next 12 months, yeah, get her fights. Get her out there 3 times in the next 12 months, but not against Alicia.
No,
She's
not against Alicia. That's just nah. I mean, it's like when a kid falls off your bike, you're not gonna put him. I mean, to get out of your system, you put him right back on, but maybe go a little slower this time. Maybe be cautious, not just go down the same fucking hill you just got rocked on. You know what I mean? Like the homie, nah. Let's just take it slow. You know what I mean? So hopefully she does recover and come back, because 130, even 126, 130, 135, 140, it's bumping right now. Women's boxing's on fire. We have all kinds of females coming into the pro ranks from the amateurs, from Team GB, from these girls. Man, listen, by the time they get up to my record, having like 20 something fights, I'm out. You little broads ain't beating my ass.
Yeah, commentator work. Fuck that shit. Commentator work.
Live here, not in the ring.
That's the go-to. Like, nah, I ain't in the fight. I call a fight. I ain't in that shit no more. I'm good.
I'm having fun now. In my next however many years I got going, I'm in my personal prime, when I think, as far as business wise, boxing wise, skill wise, so I'm enjoying it now. You know what I mean? So we got a good plan, and we'll see what happens.
I also saw Christina Hammer. She came back. I wasn't surprised that she came back. I felt that she would. She wants to. It looks like she wants to, I should say, fight for a title at 168. How do you like her chances to get a title from either Franchon Cruz or Aline Cedar-Roos?
Aline Cedar-Roos, I think, would probably beat her.
Really?
I think so. She's a big girl. I think you underestimate how big she is, and how she's like a big girl. You know what I mean? I think she'd win against Christina Hammer. Christina Hammer is another one that kind of got exposed, and after the Clarissa fight, then she tried to go to the Olympics, and that didn't work either. I thought if anybody can make it to the Olympics, her running ass is gonna make it to the Olympics, because she just be, you know what I mean, amateur style. But she's fighting in December. Somebody's that's like 3-1. I don't know. I mean, she wants to fight for a title at 68. Go after Savannah Marshall if you know the Hammer.
Man, listen, man, she ain't going.
Nah, I know.
I mean, like, I think it can be built. Don't get me wrong. I do think it can be built. She has virtues. Good set of legs. Good jab. But outside, good jab. But with Aline, I guess the biggest drawback with Aline, which is why I kind of give Christina the edge, is that Aline hasn't boxed since the Napoleon fight. If she don't get a tune-up fight or something, and they put her right in there with Christina might win them belts.
Yeah, she might. I think she'll box her. She'll outbox her. She got, like you said, she got good legs. I think she's the quicker of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Cedar-Roos, when she was fighting, now Alicia's a smaller super middleweight, but I don't know. I mean, I know firsthand Christina's a little chinny, so
yeah, and she is. I mean, really, she should have. I saw the Matisse fight. That wasn't a DQ, dog. They just saved her. They just saved her record, because that wasn't a DQ, man. She got knocked out. I seen the thing. Like, bro, how is Sophia DQ'd for what?
She hit her. That's what you're supposed to do. We ain't over here playing beer pong, bro. You're supposed to hit her. Like, what the hell? And then over there, that's why she got exposed when she came to the U.S. When I fought her twice. The refs over there, our first fight, again, which you won't ever find. And going into at the end of the fight, middle of the 10th round, I knocked on her ass. There was no way in hell she should have got up. She got up, but she was doing the stanky leg, the Bobby Schmurda, everything. And the ref was like, well, like he was underwater. What? If it was a tables were turned and I was knocked down and knocked damn near out on my feet like that, like she hit the floor like a sack of bricks. I was like, all right, good, she ain't getting up. And they let her get up, and then she holds and runs. You know what I mean? So I don't. She had to get exposed and fight in the U.S. knowing she couldn't get away with that. I don't know. I think that'd be a good fight. Where Franchon is rough. Franchon, I give Franchon. I think she'd beat Christina. I give her the edge with that one.
I think Franchon stops her, to be honest, because that overhand right. Like, I saw Maricela Cornejo eat a few of those overhand rights. I saw Alejandra Jimenez, and they're tough girls. But I think if Franchon connects with that looping right on she goes on Christina. She goes down. Christina goes down.
Yeah, she like I said, it's from experience too. That's why I knocked her out. It was the overhand right. She kind of just walks right into it. When they get comfortable, and you let fighters like that get comfortable and get this shit off, they're gonna get this shit off. You know what I mean? If you just let them do the run and pity pat and jab, they're gonna get it off. But you set them right hands up or whatever up and just be patient. fighters like that, if you just kind of take their speed away and take that little running around away, I think yeah, I agree. She'll stop her. I would like to see Seta and Hammer though. I mean, who else is there in the super middleweight right now?
Exactly. It's to me, it's just those three. It's Cedar Ruse, Hammer, and Franchon. Other than that, those are the fights.
Yeah.
Now, this weekend, you're going to be in action, but also Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter. Who's winning that fight?
Man, those are one of I love Porter because he's just a dog, and I've always loved Porter. But Crawford is one of the pound for pound best right now. You know what I mean? I give Crawford the edge. He's got that Tommy Hearns lanky strength, and he's smart. He hits hard. He could box. He can do it all. Well rounded pound for pound, one of the best right now. Porter, he's got my heart, yo, and he's a warrior. I love fighters like that. I give Crawford the edge, but I think it's gonna be a dog fight.
Do you think Crawford's going to stop him?
I don't think you could stop him, man. I don't think so. Maybe in the later rounds. Maybe in the late if it's gonna happen because Sean Porter just don't give up. I'd say the later rounds, like 11. I'm
I
talking.
feel I feel like you know what? It's like you said, it's the little things, right? Crawford fought Gamboa. Little dude has to stay off the line, come forward to get close to you, right? He then fights the gold medalist from the Dominican Republic, Felix Diaz. This time he does better than he did against Gamboa. So I feel like he's been in that situation before where he's fighting a little dude that got to get close to him to touch him up.
Mhm.
He got that. Whereas Sean, you have not fought no ambidextrous switch hitter that's going to start off as a southpaw, then round 6, round 7, switch off to the orthodox, and go like you ain't dealt with nobody like that, bro.
So actually, that's what I mean. Like if it happens, because we've seen him Sean Porter get caught, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to just dog it out. And Crawford is smart and such a precise boxer that it could happen. But like I said, later rounds, I just think it's gonna be a banging fight, man. It's a really good fight.
Now, I got you. I got to get you to use your boxing brain for this. You saw the Joshua Usyk fight. What do you think he did wrong, and do you like his chances in a rematch?
Joshua, he's still. I've never really been a huge Anthony Joshua fan, and here's why: because I think he has the whole package. The only thing he's missing from the package is actual boxing skill. He's like getting better. I feel like he's a really good athlete. He's gotten better. IQ wise, I feel like maybe a little wet behind the ears still. Um, I don't think he trained for Usyk. Like it didn't look like he did. You know what I mean? So I think he needs to get better sparring and more realistic game plan. Maybe that's what it seemed like. So
Hmm.
that's what I started liking Joshua after the second Andy Ruiz fight because he changed the game plan. He stuck to it for that fight. That was impressive to me. I was like, all right. I love Anthony Joshua. I mean, he's not my favorite heavyweight in the world, but I don't know. I don't know what he needs to do different.
I mean, it's like it's kind of like mac and cheese. It's simple, but you can mess it. You can fuck it up because it's simple, but you can fuck it up.
Yep.
And it's like with him, you fought the little man fight. Why you over here fencing with the jab, bro? Like you playing his game doing that. You not using your size, but at the same time, if he does, because he's not like Tyson Fury and he doesn't have the best gas tank, if you go for him and you miss and you tire, he's gonna take you out.
Yeah.
So it's like you know what you have to do, and it
That's the thing.
seems
I don't know if he knows what he has to do yet. That's what I mean by wet behind the ears. Like IQ wise, great athlete, pretty decent boxer. You know what I mean? But as far as knowing what to do in the deep waters and trying to figure it out, that takes a lot of experience, a lot of back against the wall experiences. It takes a lot. You know what I mean? He eventually get there. That's what I mean by like wet behind the ears still.
yeah, because it seems that's my kids in the background. It just seems like I don't know, like it's ring savvy that he's missing because he's a little dude. So you have to factor that into the game plan that Usyk is a lot smaller than you. He's not used to being hit by a man 240 something pounds. You have to use that to your advantage. But if you box him, you're 240 something pounds, it don't even come into it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. He'll learn me hopefully going forward. Maybe it's just like he needs to change up maybe a perspective, maybe location, coaches, gyms, whatever. Sometimes you just need to change because you keep doing the same thing or you're not learning. You gotta have a ceiling on your boxing. Sometimes if you introduce somebody else, like I got a new coach now, and perspective wise, boxing knowledge wise, it just takes you to the next level. Doesn't mean that coach was shitty, just maybe wasn't good for what you needed to learn for your next level. He just needs to level up at this point so he knows what to do, I think.
Last question. It's my kids going crazy. Y'all better chill out.
God damn it.
God damn it. Usyk versus Fury. How do you evaluate that fight? What does your gut tell you about that fight?
Fury, good fight, fucking a fun fight, but Fury is on another level, yo. He's my favorite heavyweight right now. You know what I'm saying? It might take Fury a longer maybe to figure him out, but he'll figure him out. You know what I mean?
So you like Fury for that fight?
I like Fury for that fight. I do.
All right. Hey, because I can't call it. I honestly feel myself. I just feel like Usyk's the better boxer, but Fury's a freak. He don't get tired.
You don't get tired, and then he does. He's smart. He's smart. He got old school tactics. The way he moves for as big as he is, and his ring generalship and his savvy and his IQ is impressive to be that big. You know what I mean? And then he gets up from Wilder's soup bone right hands, and like that's crazy. So
did you see when he hit him with the right hand? I thought this was a joke because I saw somebody say it before I saw the video. Wilder caught him with the right. The punch was so hard that the fat on his neck, on his back, on his leg, if the whole shit moved down I was like, yo, y'all capping. Like, nah, dead ass. He hit him and you could see the fat. Just all of like a sound wave.
And did what he did. That's what I mean. He's a freak of nature. But like I said, it might take him a little bit longer to figure Usyk out. Figure out what he got to do to get him, but he'll get him. You know what I mean? Love the fight. Good fight. Gotta go with Tyson Fury, man. All
right. Last thing. I believe you're gonna win those 2 titles, the 3 titles. IBO. You already got the IBO and the WBA. I believe you're gonna get the WBO, the vacant WBO. What's your message for Chantel Cameron?
I'll see you in 2022.
Okay. Always a pleasure, Kaylee. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, bye.